Hello friends, welcome back to the Saving Made Simple channel. My name is Bella and today I'm going to be doing my cash stuffing, but I'm going to start with a cash count. I should have $820 here today. So let's get started. We've got 51, 52, 53, 54, 50, 70, 90, 5, 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, 6, 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, 5, 700, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 800, 5, 10, 15, and 20. Good thing I got through that because when I was pre-counting it to make sure that I had what I was supposed to have, I could not get past the 20s because I kept forgetting what hundreds I was at. So there's that. All right, so this money is going to be put into a few different spots. Of course, I've got, when I was watching my video back last night, I realized a mistake I made. So when I was watching my video back, I realized I did make a mistake because I originally planned to do $200 for groceries, and then I changed my mind and did $150. And I shouldn't have done 350s. I should have done 250s, 220s, 25s. So I think I've got that reflecting here, but I don't know. All right. So we're gonna start with my variable expenses. All right, so for groceries, I'm going to be doing 150. So we got 50, 1, 20, 40, 5, and 50. And I did use the money I said I had left over in my dine out fund. We bought pizza. So, all right, so gas, I'm gonna be doing 100 and we're gonna be doing 250s, which my son and I were originally planning on going to the city to get him a winter coat, but just before I hit film, my son was invited to a birthday party that he'd rather do instead. So I don't even think I'm gonna be using this gas money, but you know, it is what it is. Dine out, so we've got 75 and we did 20, 40, 60, 5, 70, and 5. If you guys know me, you know I don't like having big bills and dine out because then if you go to Tim Hortons and you break a 50 for a $4 ice cap, they look at you in a really not nice way. So pets, I did 30, so we'll do 25 and 30. Again, I don't think I even need anything, but I always like to have money put aside just in case. So now that my child has decided he doesn't want to get a coat right now, I had $150 budgeted. I guess 51.50. I guess we're just gonna hold on to that money until we do get him a coat. I don't know. Anyway, he also needs some shin pads for hockey, which again, I don't know when he's gonna get that now either, but you know, it is what it is. And then I get 20 for personal. All right, that's it for this envelope or this binder. Next is challenges. All right, so for challenges, for the large challenges, I planned on doing 150, and for the small, the mini Mondays, I'm going to be doing 145. So I did have a 50 for each, and then so 50, 70, 90, 110, 50, 70, 90. So this is at 110 out of 150. So 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. This one's now at 90 out of 145. So 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. So I'm gonna put this money away. We're gonna do those minis for Monday, especially if I'm gonna have a child-free house for a day this weekend. And then with this money, I am gonna play some savings challenges. Hooray. So I'm gonna quickly do a condensing off camera before I get started, and then I'll get started and it'll be fun. So I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. So I'm going to be starting, of course, with my nickel nest egg. I did pull out $10 worth of change. that I just swapped out of some of my envelopes. I don't have a whole lot of change in here, but I do have some. That's all I've got. So I have 2, 3, 4, $5.25. $5.25. So I'm going to color that. And then loonies and toonies are going to go into the blue jar. Ooh. And the small change there we go. The small change is gonna go in this jar, which I still have that loonie on top of because I never put it away. There we go. Put it in there. All right. So we are gonna do we're gonna do things a little bit different. We're gonna start from the back and work our way forward because all of the big bills are in the front challenges and all the little bills are in the back challenges. So while I have some bigger bills, I thought I would start with these challenges. So I'm going to start with hit or miss. These are the 80s classics. If I have seen the movie I uncover, I'm going to give myself $5. If I have not seen the movie, I'm going to give myself $10. And for the record, there are some on these lists that I have never seen. So I've seen Steel Magnolias multiple times. Love that movie. Aliens I have not seen. So it's a perfect example. So I'm going to play, I think I'm going to scratch 3 and go from there. So we'll do 1. The Goonies, I've seen that. Even my son's seen that. So that's 5. All right, have you guys seen the Goonies? Let me know. And then I'll do this one. Overboard, of course. Have you guys seen the remake of that movie? I actually straight up turned it off like less than halfway through because it was just not it. Overboard, the original with Kurt Russell and I can never remember her name. But she's great. Okay, so that's 2 movies I have seen, so that's 15. Sorry, that's 10. And I'll do one in this row. Let's do this one. The Outsiders, of course, it's also, fun fact, the only book I've ever read in one sitting. Every single time I start this book, I read it like cover to cover. Otherwise, I can't get up. So I've seen all 3 of those. So I'm going to put $15 into hit or miss. And if I have a $5 bill in there, I might be able to, I don't have a $5 bill, but I do have a $10 bill. So I'm going to swap it out for a 20. All right, cool. Moving forward or backward. All right, so now we are on to Lucky Draw. And I am going to pull, I actually have no idea how many cards yet. I'm not really that limited because I've still got all of the money. So let's start with 1. That's $9. Let's do one more. That's $13. And one more. That's $18. So we've got 10, 5, and 3. So that's going to go in there. I'm just going to mark off what I need to here. So we've got 9 of clubs, 5 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. Cool. So these are going to go on the bottom of the deck so that they're not going to be used again. There we go, put those away, and $18 is going to be going into Lucky Draw. And once again, I'm going to take out these 2 10s and toss in my last 20. All right. And now we are going to play some dots and boxes. So I am going to roll 2 dice, and whatever I roll is how many lines I'm going to draw. So for example, if I roll a 3, I'm going to draw 3 lines, and if I fill any boxes, they will be worth $3 each. So I'm going to roll 2 dice, and we got a 5. So I'm going to draw 5 lines. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm saving 15 today in dots and boxes, which is a pretty healthy little number. All right, now we've got, can you handle the truth? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scratch a spot. Whatever I scratch will open up the opportunity for me to come up with a number. And depending on what the prompt is, depends on what the number is. So let's do this one. Sum of how much you've saved so far. All right, so I've saved 10, 24, 29, 45, 55, 77, 85, 103. I'm gonna use a calculator. I have no idea. Okay, so I said 103. Let's see if I was right. Okay, so we got 14, 10, 16, 5, 10, 22, 18, 8. 103. I was right. My math isn't that bad. All right, so I'm not prepared to save $103. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 plus 0 plus 3, which is 4. So we're saving $4 today. And don't worry, I know that's like really cheapskating myself, so I am going to scratch one more. All right, so first let me write, well, not with purple. It was 103, so I said 4. All right, let's scratch one more because that was very cheapskatey. Let's do this one. Number of siblings. I have 2 siblings. I have an older brother and an older sister. Yeah, so 2. So that'll be $2. I'm gonna pull out, what am I pulling out here? I'm gonna pull out $3, that's what I'm doing, and put in a 5. Seem to have picked the low scoring numbers, but that's okay, there's always next time. All right, oh, shut the box, let's do it. All right, so hopefully you all remember how to play. Basically, I'm gonna roll 2 dice and try to find the sum of the dice on the board. Now, here's the thing. This is my last round of Shut the Box. So just like last time, I'm going to ask you if you'd rather me restart Shut the Box or start playing literally one of like any of my other games, because I've got a, you know what, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm just going to finish this round and then I'm gonna pick another game to take its spot. All right, so we've got 6. We'll do this one. So 6. All right. That's 2. Snake eyes. That's 9. Awesome. Get rid of that big one. That's 9. So we'll do 8 and 1. That's 7, so we'll do the 7. So we either need a 5, a 4, a 3, a 9, a 7, or an 8. That's a 9. 4 and 5. Now I need a 3, I got a 3, but it's not by itself, so I'm saving $3, which is okay. Alrighty, so for Shut the Box, I'm going to be putting $3 in here. Just checking to see what the coin situation is. Okay, so $3. All right, Shut the Box is now done for the year. That's a hard sentence to spit out. Wow. So in total, Shut the Box has saved 51, 20, 33, $133 for sinking funds, which I'm going to leave in the back of the binder until I do my unstuffing. So I think now's a perfect, let me see. Now is a perfect time to bring in Spicy or Sweet. I think. And Spicy or Sweet can also go toward sinking funds. I'm just gonna put this to the very back. All right. So Spicy or Sweet, I'm going to play. I don't have an envelope right yet. There we go. That might be a bit big, so we'll fold it again. There we go. Spicy and Sweet can go in there. All right, so I'm going to play and I'm going to start with a dice. If I roll an odd number, it's going to be worth $5. If I roll an even number, it's going to be worth $10. That's an odd number. I'm going to save $5, and that's getting us started in there. All right, moving on. All right, time is money. I did charge my watch, but it didn't, yeah, it's not 11:19. We can pretend it's 11:19, I guess, if we want to. I had to resync my watch and it just hasn't finished yet. So it's actually like 8:35, but we can go with that. Let's go with 11:20. But if I do 8:35, I save more money. Okay, I'm gonna do 8:35. So 0, 8, 3, 5. So we got 8, 9, 10, 11, so 16. All right, so, and I didn't clean off save the time is money because I completely forgot. Okay, so time is money is getting 16. There we go. Alrighty. I didn't clean off save the date. Oh, okay, I'm on my last round. Good, okay. Let's do this one here. So today is 23/10/2025. So we got 7, 9, 10, 15. Okay, now I have to remember to clean this off. All right, so we got 15. 5, 10, 15. And that is going into save the date. And I've heard all of your comments and I'm excited to restart this one. All right, then we're at the front. So we've got Elf Race and we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, $55 left. So I'm gonna roll, just for fun, 3 dice today. Maybe, if I can get a third one out. All right. I'm going to roll 3 dice just to make it fun, because why not? All right. So we got a 4 and 2 5s. And we're using this color. So we got a 4 and 2 5s. That's 14. 4, 1, and 2. So we're saving 14 in there. 5, 10. 14. So there's an extra $1. So I'll do 15. Alrighty, let's go do another, well, we're not going to do another full round. Let's see. We could do another roll in here. Let's do it. A 6. All right, so we'll do the 6. So there we go. Ooh, I thought I threw that away. I definitely put the spicy or sweet in the wrong spot. I'll fix that in a sec. Okay. Spicy and sweet, you need to come with me, please, because you go on this side of time is money. There we go. All right, now let's see. Go this way. Save the date is full. Time is money. We're not doing that one again. We could do spicy and sweet again. Let's do that. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to roll. If I roll an odd number, I save $5. If I roll an even number, I save 10. That's an odd number, so we are going to save a second $5 bill. Because now we're just filling in space. We gotta, you know what? I have a lot of hit or miss challenges to play, so maybe I should head that way. Let's do this one again too. Okay, so let's do this one here. Sum of father's birth year. My dad was born in 1956. So 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 6 equals 21. So I'm going to save 21. I just thought I should double check that I could. So 21. And that makes up for all of the small challenges now. So I'm going to pull out these toonies and do 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We got 5 and 6. We got $11 left. Ooh. All right. Where can we spend $11? Well, we can play hit or miss. Let's do that. All right. So I'm praying for one I haven't seen. Adventures in Babysitting. Of course I've seen that one. I haven't seen the newer one with Sabrina Carpenter, but I have seen the classic from 1987. So that's $5. We're all the way here. All right, where can I spend $6? I can probably spend $6 at Alfrey's. Let's go back there. All right, whatever I don't use is going to be going toward, I don't know. Okay, we'll use this one. It's a 2. That works because I have a 2. All right, 2. Let's roll one more. Let's hope for a 4. That's a 3. I'm just going to take the liberty to make this a 1. There we go. There's our 6. All right, so I'm going to throw this in Alfrey's. And I think this video is probably long enough, so I'm not going to total these up, but I will next time, I promise. But yeah, so that's going to be the end of today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And please join me on Monday for my Monday minis. And otherwise, I will see you guys the next time I see you. Take care.